Hi, everybody. It's day 10 of our mindfulness challenge. You've made it to day 10. Congratulations. Today is Saturday, so our calendar for the month on Saturdays, I tried to include activities that you could do that kind of fit into weekend kind of activities or things that you can do with your family or things that where you can include other people in the activity rather than maybe something you're just doing by yourselves, just being aware that people often are doing things with other people on the weekend. Um, and you don't have to do it with somebody else, but just throwing that out there. So today's activity or challenge is simply to prepare a meal that is new to you. And, take that as broadly as you want to take it. Maybe something that you don't typically prepare. So this kind of goes into the idea of mindful eating, but also taking time to think about what we're doing in our lives and taking time to involve other people. And there's an element of fun and exploration that we can sometimes lose sight of when we get caught up in our routine and just trying to get through the day and just trying to plan everything out. Again, as I've said in previous videos, I'm certainly guilty of that in my own life. And again, that's where some of these exercises come from, is being willing to let go a little bit of that. So if this is something you do all the time, great, enjoy it. Some people like to experiment with different foods or preparing different meals, but this can be just another way to take it to another level. So if you have the opportunity, again, it may not fit with your plans today, and if so, that's completely fine. Um, but if you do, if there is a meal today that you can eat with your family and you can do some pre-planning, um, make it fun. Do it together. Think about what's a type of food that we don't eat very frequently or something you've been meaning to try, a new dish, a new type of food. And can you look up some recipes and look up the ingredients that you might need and go to the store and buy them and come back and do that activity either by yourself or with somebody else and talk about the experience. What about these ingredients or what about this type of food interests you? What about the taste? What about the preparation that it took to bring the meal together? Can you really experience all of that and think about what you notice? What do you notice about that experience? Is this something you do every single day already for other people and this feels like drudgery to you? Or is there some way to shift it from the maybe a drudgery feeling that you might get around cooking? And again, look at it through the lens of exploration and doing something different uh, under the heading of exploration. So the mindfulness piece of it is really about the lens in which we're looking at things, through which we're looking at things. So whatever that is for you. Personally, I do like to cook and I like to experiment with food, so that's maybe not the issue, but I do kind of get the same recipes frequently because it's what I like to eat, and I don't like to go too far beyond that. So for me, I'm going to challenge myself to make something that I don't typically make, and I do try to maybe prepare foods that are on the healthier end of the spectrum. And so for me, it might be more of a challenge to make something that's just, kind of fun and tastes good and not worried so much about, is this the healthiest thing I can eat? So for me, that would be a challenge. Again, if you don't have time to do this activity today, perhaps, file it somewhere throughout the week when you have time to do more planning, if that's an issue, or if you're traveling. Maybe for you, it's ordering a different meal in a restaurant than you would normally do. Maybe you always get the same thing when you go to a restaurant. And for this particular challenge, it's about maybe trying a different type of cuisine or trying something you typically wouldn't eat. That would be a different spin on it. And again, this is a great activity for kids because there definitely are different phases that children go through. where they're very picky and they may not like to experiment. But again, if it's presented as an adventure and that the kids can be part of looking up the recipe and helping to decide what the meal is going to be, and the children helping to prepare it and taste it and comment on how it all came together, that can be a really lovely experience for the whole family. So I encourage you to try to do that at some point today for one of your meals, or at the very least, do some planning for a future meal, which again can be very fun. Um, okay, so that's day 10. If you haven't already done so, please make sure that you're commenting under the videos, either underneath the YouTube video or on the Facebook group, letting me know what you think of the challenge, letting me know what you've done related to one of the activities. And if you've commented this week, then I'll put your name in the running for the giveaway on Sunday tomorrow. So make sure you do that before tomorrow or by tomorrow morning when I'll pull names. So I have a couple of things to give away tomorrow. I have another journal, and then I have this deck of cards, which let's see if you can see it on the camera. They're called Stress Less cards, and I'll show you more about them tomorrow when I do the giveaway, but they're just neat little cards that have different mindfulness activities that it's fun to have around or put on your desk at work or share with other people or share with your kids or use as conversation starters. They're very cool, so I'll give one of those away too. Please subscribe to my channel and consider liking this video and sharing, and I will see you tomorrow.